Ta-da! Ta-da! Wah, 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 wah. Ta-da! I mean, this is like how we subvert the copyright music issue on YouTube. Welcome back to episode 4. No, no, are you on 4 or 5? Because I think this should be. Yeah, I would say this is probably episode 5, given we've done about 2 FPL episodes somewhere in the middle. I could be wrong completely. But welcome back to our weekend review of the fixtures that happened in game week 3. I am, of course, Abin. I am joined by Akshay, and then the other two who are on this pod are fabulously late as per usual. But that's just how things run here anyway. I've been away. I'm getting bitten by mosquitoes. So that's a moment on stream. I'm slapping myself. So
That's quite hilarious.
yeah, that was quite. I was like, no, literally the mosquitoes everywhere all of a sudden.
If you're watching this on mute, it's like a very hilarious slap in the face scene.
I know, it's like, what have I subscribed for? Have I subscribed for football news, or have I subscribed for
Funny memes of
funny
Abin hitting
memes?
himself.
Yeah, slapstick comedy at its best. But yeah, so it's been an interesting game week that we've had. I've been away for a week. I've had to attend a wedding. I was traveling. My phone got nicked, so there's been completely out of the loop in some circles. Barely have had access to WhatsApp. I've been occasionally on the stream here and there over the last week, but it was an unexpected break, but a welcome one nonetheless. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. Happy to get this show on the road. Anyone in the comments, whoever is in the comments, could either leave us a like or subscribe if you haven't already, because it really helps the channel. Sid is just about getting in. He's doing things to his mic. Okay, he's in.
Hello.
Yo.
Hello.
How's it going? Hello.
Hello.
Sid is my. Yeah, I can hear. No, your voice is a little muffled though.
Yeah, it's really low.
So-
1 second. How about it? How about now?
Yeah, that's fine now.
A little better, yeah.
Okay, now?
Yeah, that's the best. Do you have a book?
No, I'm literally going to hold the mic up and speak like Gary Neville on Gary Neville's podcast.
Okay, cool.
What's up?
Shreyas is
what's
already
up,
here. Shreyas is already here.
Yeah,
He was here.
I think he's been here a while, waiting for us to start.
Yeah, like he logged in before we actually logged in. He was like, "I'm just not ready to take the banter now. I want to rant." Well, please feel free to rant. Even though I think we should take our time with getting to ask.
You know what?
Get them to.
I feel like we should invite Shreyas on the show for one of the big Arsenal games. You know, like Arsenal versus Norwich or something like that.
Oh, I think we should.
Oh,
we should have,
really? Wow.
So I was chatting with him yesterday, or day before during the game, and he was mentioning that he's a Arsenal fan, but a part-time City fan.
Part-time City fan. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
So
an
I guess
interesting perspective.
I guess his loyalties were divided on Saturday then.
Yeah, I think in the beginning he was an Arsenal fan, but I think at the end of the day he became a loyal
Switch
City fan.
sides.
But okay, I think we'll get to Arsenal a little later on in the episode. I think we'll start with the last game of the weekend, United playing Wolves. I think, and we'll work our way backwards that way. So we leave the best bit of this episode for the last. And I'm not talking about Arsenal spectacularly bombing on Saturday morning. I'm talking, of course, of the great transfer saga that unfolded a day after we did our FPL episode.
Yeah.
Speaking of FPL, Sid and I are level on points now.
I know,
So-
right? But what I tell you,
Yeah.
Ferran Torres is going to come good. Did I? I mean, you were not there. You were partying, but I think in the. I mean, obviously we're going to do the FPL show, but in the in the last FPL show, I clearly said Ferran Torres is going to score a brace, and he actually did.
Got a brace and an assist. So
And an assist, yeah. The assist was extra, but I predicted 2 goals from Ferran Torres. So
I've already made my. I know you're not supposed to make an early transfer in between the international break, but I've already made mine. I may have jumped on a bandwagon, but we'll get to it in on the FPL
Is
episode.
is it the
Antonio, of course
Antonio
it's
wagon?
Antonio. Look at his face.
We'll see. I'm not revealing anything until we get to the FPL episode because that's where really the meat and bones of this thing of our FPL talk will happen. Meat and potatoes. What is meat and bones? Anyway, yeah. Let's do this quickly. Let's go through United versus Wolves, a game which I saw like in the background, or it was around, it was on
Yeah.
because the three of us were hanging out and playing FIFA, and every 20, 50, 10 minutes there was a heart attack unfolding. Because
Right.
United decided to do the smart thing and play Pogba and Fred together, a combination that has never worked, but somehow
Mm.
Ole persists with uh, pushing that agenda out there. And if there ever was a cry for like a midfielder, that game was it. So was the game before it, where he played Matic and Fred, and it didn't work. He played Pogba and
Hmm.
Fred, now it doesn't work. McTominay is, I think, injured, which is why he's been posting like images saying, "Oh, he'll be back soon." It was it was irritating to watch, especially with the way Adama was ripping the midfield and the defense to shreds in the first half. Thank fuck he has no end product, because oh my god,
Yeah.
Wolves could have been up by 3 goals in the first half alone.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Thank God Adama's finishing is not so good. Otherwise, it was constant heartaches, basically. Almost heartaches that we had. We would hear like
It was a hard watch for me, honestly. Like,
yeah.
I mean, my brother and me were watching it, and it was so terrible. Oh my god! The funny thing is, my brother actually went to sleep midway through the second half. Like, he's like, dude, I can't take this anymore. What this nonsense? And he's like, screw y'all. And he just fell asleep on the sofa. And then finally, Mason. Oh my god, that guy's like a sniper, man. He just needs
Yeah.
one chance to to. I don't know. You just need to give him a half a yard in
One
the box,
shot,
and
one
just like boom.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in a
So
lifetime.
I mean, he fired a warning shot in the first half where it
First
like
half, yeah, that was
narrowly.
Yeah.
just wide. That was the
Hmm.
was probably inches away from being a goal. Even
Yeah.
interestingly, my dad was also watching the game with us. I mean, he watched the first half, and he's like, and I kid you not, and this is exactly what he said. He's like, I don't know why Ronaldo came to this team.
But the whole dynamics is
And
about to
honestly,
change.
it did feel that way. I mean, I'm sure you all will agree as well. It's like, what's happening here? Like, why? The only hope now is I read somewhere this morning that West Ham are in for a midfielder, which hopefully means we might put in like a late last minute bid for Rice.
No way
But
are
That's
they
not gonna happen.
getting.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
dude, if because if that doesn't happen, I think every United fan agrees uh, that Ronaldo does not solve our problem. Our immediate problem is the CDM, and unless that is solved,
Mm.
I don't think we're going to even come close to challenging either Chelsea or City for the title. I think we'll probably be
But
again 8 to 10
I
points
don't think you
behind
guys
them.
have like fixed the leak, but you just got a bigger bucket. If that's the best way to
Basically.
put it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The only thing you
probably.
guys can do is like score more goals than you let in, and you have Ronaldo for that.
I mean, we've done that in the past. Like during Fergie's the 2012 season, I think until we sort of faced City in December, you guys score, we just score one more than you, and that was sort of the mantra the entire 2012-2013 season until sort of December, Christmas, where Fergie said enough of this bullshit. I need to fix this
Hmm.
defense, and from then on it was just 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 2-0. So it's not that we haven't done it in the past. We've done it, but that was Fergie. This is Ole. So
No, but
it's chalk and cheese.
there's no one capable of doing the. See, the thing with Ronaldo, addresses a very pertinent issue, is that he gives you goals in the
Goals.
box, and yeah,
Yes.
and so
Yeah.
what anything else. So I know, like, I can put my house on Ronaldo finishing a shot. If he finds space in the box, 8 or 10 times it's going back to the net. The two rare opportunities it doesn't is
But
just
that's the same with Greenwood, right? I mean, even Greenwood,
yeah.
8 out of 10
Yeah,
times the ball's
yeah.
going in the back
Yeah,
of the net if he gets
but
half a yard in the box. But the
yeah, but
problem with
Ronaldo in the air, his prowess in the air is like we all
Yeah,
know, like we
that's
all
that's
saw.
Yeah,
what you
it's
guys
much
were
needed.
Yeah,
missing, I
so
think.
Much
you have
needed
an
for
aerial
us.
threat.
Yeah.
You have like arguably one of the best, like this the second best or the best player in the world, best goal scorer in the world in your team right now.
Mm.
You have Cavani, who's great with movement. You have Mason Greenwood, who is a 19-year-old gunman. You have Rashford coming back, who's going to learn what the true merit of passing the ball when he's in the box. Because oh my God, if he doesn't pass, he's about to get bollocked. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
you have a very like see there's a from an FPL perspective, now is a good time to start getting rid of your United assets because no one's going to start no one's going to score. Put all your buckets in the Ronaldo basket, but we'll get to it when he's finally added into the game. He
but
is currently having his medical. I think his medical is done and
his
he'll be
medical's
announced in
Yeah,
the
done. He
next couple of
passed
days.
his
medical is
medical.
done.
Yeah, yeah, he passed his medical.
So I was surprised. This is a man who said, "Drink water, don't drink coke." What do you think is if he fails a medical? God help us all. Anyway,
I mean, can we get to the debutants yesterday? Can we get to Sancho
Varane.
and
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Varane? Because I thought Sancho had a really bad game. I probably give him a 2 out of 10 for yesterday's game.
He was
Yeah,
I
really
don't know
Pretty
if y'all
bad.
agree.
ineffective.
he was quite invisible during the game.
Yeah, it was
Like
pretty
the little that we
invisible,
watched, in
ineffective.
and out. Yeah.
It was a hard. I know this is his first game as a starter, but
Yeah.
is it? Yeah, I think it was his first game as a starter,
It's a
right?
first game. First
Yeah,
full
yeah,
full
and
game debut.
full
Yeah.
game as yeah, and it was not a good watch. There was. I mean, when Ronaldo came on when he was 17 versus Bolton, you could see flashes of brilliance, right? I still remember that game.
Mm.
But
Hmm.
with Sancho, there's so far I haven't seen him light up anything. He's played all three games. Let's face that he's been a part of all the three games, but I've not seen anything that would show that okay that he's got something in him. Maybe he's still getting up to speed the with the Premier League, whatever it is. But if you looked at the other end of the pitch, Varane looked like
Yeah.
he's been playing the Premier League for the last 10 years.
He was really good. He got the assist for the goal as well, right?
Yeah, he got the assist for the goal. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was. I mean, he was except for that double save where Says bullied him on the corner. I don't
Mm.
think Varane put a foot wrong the entire game. He was calm. He spotted danger. I think he. I and honestly, I never saw him once having to bail out Maguire or vice versa. I don't remember
Yeah.
it
The
even once
only
where.
time, the only time there was any sort of bailing out happening involved Fred, who spectacularly stumbled in the box, and Trinka, who can't like hit a barn door at this point. Dude, Trinka was like he was on the pitch and he missed everything. And he thinks he scored, and in comes Wan Bissaka, Spider-Man Wan Bissaka, and
Oh
like
wow,
clears it
that
out.
was a
Yeah.
What
beautiful
a
That.
block.
clearance!
What
Yeah.
a
So I
clearance!
was like,
What
I
a
was
goal line
watching.
clearance!
Speaking
I
of
was
Fred, we have a comment from
Yeah,
Sam.
I think you
He
should post
says,
that. Yeah,
"Guys, it's official. Fred is officially spelled with spaces to allow the ball pass through him."
it was horrible, dude. A
Yeah.
horrible
Fred is
That
watch.
see,
was.
Fred is good at what he does, but he is not a midfield maestro. I don't know. He's
Yeah.
a box to box midfielder who just like he's not a defensive tackler. He doesn't have an extensive range of passing. He's got a great work rate on him, so he's good for pressing. Barring that, there's not much he offers. And it's like it's infuriating at times to watch him try and string a midfield with Pogba because Pogba can't defend either, and it's just oh man, and like and United lucked out with a 1-0. Was a typical
Oh,
1-0
Yeah.
uh,
it was a
goal. Now I've been hearing debates about the build up to that goal and how Graham Souness has said Pogba could have broken Ruben Neves's leg
Mhm.
in that tackle. And I think, and then somebody pointed out that earlier on in that game,
29th minute when Fernandez got the
Bruno,
same treatment. Yep.
yeah, no,
It
Yeah.
it
Fernandez
can
was much higher, and it caught him on the side, right? And this guy
even
hit
this
so
guy's caught him on the so basically he nicked his shin pad. He didn't nick any part of his leg. So let's not read too much into it because if this was supposed to have been a red card, even the other one should have been a red card. Because if you go back and watch the slow mo on the Bruno one,
Yeah.
in fact I saw it on Twitter sometime in the evening, and I saw there was a slow mo. It was very similar. It was maybe 90% similar to the Pogba tackle on. I think it was Neves. Yeah, I
So
think.
here's the thing. I think that was specifically because it was Bruno. I'm sure in like some pre-PL like referees conference, they were like they put up like 10 images of Bruno, like this fucker's fucking around with us. Okay, he's gonna pull this shit. He's gonna pull this shit. He's gonna pull this shit. Don't give this guy a foul. Okay, it's like his reputation precedes him. Okay, but in all fairness, I think both were fouls.
But that's
That's
the
my
thing.
take.
Both
Yeah.
okay. Both were fouls last season. This season we are playing rugby. Remember, so both neither are
Yeah.
fouls.
No,
So-
but
I don't know. Even
just
if you're playing rugby, you
speaking of
can't take out
these,
someone's foot, dude. It's just
but
not
speaking
No,
of
no,
these
the funny thing with
fouls,
Neves is,
speaking
yeah,
of-
so,
yeah.
so
Sorry.
the funny thing with Neves was he gets nicked on the shin and he looks at, and then he's like,
Yeah.
then he walks, he looks at the ref, realizes the ball is gone, and then goes, and starts hopping.
Yeah.
And
But
then,
but did you hear his explanation? Did you all watch the post game press conference, not interview? So
No,
Neves' thing was, I wanted to see where the ball was going. If it had gone to Jimenez, I would have run with him. Because it didn't go to Jimenez, I fell. What does that mean, dude?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you try to bite, and
Yeah, you try
unfortunately,
to
it's
buy
Mike
it.
Dean.
But
But then
okay,
it's
listen.
Mike Dean who
all
was
these
like,
all these at the end of the season they sort of cancel out because last week's was a penalty on. I mean, was a foul on Bruno
Yeah,
before
exactly. I was about
Southampton's
to bring
build
that
up.
up.
This week it
And that
happened.
was, yeah.
Trust me, it at the end of the day it all evens out. So let's not
there's
talk
another.
too much about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's another. There are a bunch of red card decisions on here that
Yeah.
we will all get to. There's been quite a few. There's been a weekend of 3 red cards as per my counting. But no, 2.
Yeah, I think
just
we'll
2.
get to that,
Sorry, my
but
bad. Yeah,
we should. I
let's
think we
talk
should
about.
speak
So
about Spurs, dude. Let's speak
Spurs.
about Spurs. Yeah.
yeah.
Spurs,
So there's a
yeah,
comment
somebody-
here.
Yeah.
There's a
if
comment
you
here. I
can
think
pull that
it's
up.
Sam. So
Oops, sorry.
Sam says, Akshay,
Spurs.
control. Yeah, fine, whatever.
Wait, you go
Spurs
ahead.
at the top of the table with 9 points and 0 goals conceded. Arsenal with 0 points with 9 goals conceded. Never thought I will ever witness such a day.
And you know, this is the first time in the history of English top flight football that at the end of any weekend of football, Spurs are at the top of the table and Arsenal have been at the bottom of the table.
Yeah.
In the
yeah.
history of top flight football, or any football for that matter, as long as Spurs and Arsenal have been in the same division.
Expressions put it perfectly. There's it's a north and south London sandwich.
But
So
did you
it's-
all read about how they're sort of copying Norwich in all
Oh
their-
yeah, that meme.
Arsenal,
It's that
yeah.
meme. Yeah.
5-0.
It's
They
the
lost
Ar-
5-0 to
So you
City,
lose
we'll
5-0 to
also lose
City.
5-0.
Yeah, I saw
We-
that.
yeah, so that was
Lost
quite
3 games in a
hilarious.
row. Lost 3 games in a row. It's kind of not conceded.
What we have,
Not scored. Not scored.
no, but they scored. So but Norwich scored 1. Norwich has scored 1, but
Yeah, and then they
guys
scored
haven't-
6 in the cup competition, and even Arsenal scored 6 in the cup
scored 6 in a
competition.
cup competition.
Yeah.
But
Only
let's talk
thing
about
Arsenal
Spurs,
haven't
dude.
done is scored a goal, which Norwich actually did. Pocky
Yeah.
Park.
yeah.
Speaking of scoring goals, Spurs have only scored 3 goals in their opening fixtures, and all of them have been winners. So
But that's what
They're
he's
just
known
margin
for,
of
right?
errors.
That's he's the no, but
Yeah.
he's the master of that, right? Nuno.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's the master of grinding 1-0s.
And even though, like, I think Watford didn't look quite threatening. I mean, they were letting Musa Sissoko take shots, which itself was like a weird pantomime act because the whole Spurs stadium was cheering for Sissoko more than the Watford fans were. He got a standing ovation as he walked out of as he got substituted. So, like, he's attained cult hero status there.
Hey, you know what? Like, if you look at the two teams that we just discussed, one Spurs, who have won 1-0 3 games in a row, and Wolves, who have lost 1-0 3 games in a row. I think both the teams could have their results flipped, and
Yeah.
we wouldn't be it wouldn't be very surprising because I watched part of the Spurs and Watford game. Like this, I was waiting to watch the Formula One, but there
Yeah.
was
Oh
no race
yeah,
happening.
we know.
That was
So I
same.
was I was watching the Spurs and Watford game, and honestly, I don't think Spurs were. They looked comfortable. I don't. I at no point did they seem like they were going to concede. But I think more than that, I think Watford had quite a few chances. They could have got one, at least one. They should have, I think. But apart from that, even
I
this.
think it's the same with Wolves, dude. Like, if you
Oh,
watch the
Wolves.
Wolves Tottenham and United game, dude, like it's sad that they didn't get at least one goal in those two
Yeah.
games because they
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
deserved
been.
at least one.
I think Jimenez should reopen his account. Once he starts his account, I think the goals will start. And Trincao, like
Yeah,
Abin said, he couldn't hit a barn door if he tried right
yeah.
now.
Wolves had an
Like,
XG of 2.71 in that game. So United had an XG of 0.7.
yeah, dude, Adama
That's
Traore
the.
should just pass. So trying to be
Yeah.
Messi in the box, just pass and
I
let
think.
someone else score.
I mean, unpopular opinion, hot take even. I feel City should have gone for Traore instead of Grealish over the summer and put that money into Kane because, I mean, Grealish gives you like an option that you have with Gundogan and De Bruyne, but you also get Adama Traore, who will give you your template goal that you love so much, dear Pep Guardiola. He will run into the box and he will cut it back, and Pep will tell him exactly where to cut it back. And imagine the number of assists he would have racked up. So it's
But
quite
But
sad.
Grealish is a
probably
way
he'll
more
end up
creative
playing the
player, dude.
striker.
One at a
Grealish
time,
is
buddy.
creative, but Adama, I just think can run better with the ball than Grealish can.
No, but I think
Yeah.
Grealish gets curtailed in a Pep system because Pep wants him to do exactly what he wants him to do. But with regards to in a system where like Grealish is more of a, like I've mentioned this several times on multiple episodes, where he's a bit of a bit of a maverick. So he takes the ball at his feet and he makes those. He'll go running into the box and he kind of attracts a lot of players with him. As very good at attracting fouls. There was a great goal that he kind of created this weekend for Gabriel Jesus in the Arsenal game. So I don't know. Adama seems like the kind of player Pep would gravitate towards, but yeah. So there's a comment here from.
He'll end up playing striker, no? If he goes there, you never know.
Yeah. I think Grealish is very like elegant, creative type of player. Adama Traore doesn't look elegant at all. It's just like he runs and then the people
He's got
bouncing
raw
off him.
pace.
Like,
He's like
Yeah,
beast
Yeah,
mode
yeah.
on.
space with muscle, basically.
yeah.
Let's just go through the comments. Prethal Fernandez says Kane sucks.
Yeah,
know.
dude. Kieran and I have the same gut at this point. He's carrying a bit of weight, so I expect. So you're not going to see him into full fitness for a while now.
Yeah.
Doesn't City already have enough players? Vinay says that. Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Traore
And they missed out
hates
on Kane, Messi, and
Ronaldo.
and Ronaldo in one
one
transfer
window.
window, and they still look like the best team in the world right now.
Yeah. Oh, but the
Cosmo
Champions League
Kramer
group is going to be
Yeah,
fun.
speaking.
Cosmo Kramer saying Traore hates City. He won't go there. Why though? Does he hate Pep?
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Anyway,
Sam.
but we should
Sam's
talk
comment.
about. Go on. Talk about
No,
Sam.
Sam saying Spurs played well against City and scored an open play. Against Wolves was a penalty and a free kick against Watford. Was Son's goal a free kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, yeah,
really
It was a really
okay.
lovely free kick.
Yeah.
Things to
completely
ponder about.
bamboozled the keeper.
Yeah.
Some people had him as captain.
Yeah. The missus had Son as
Son.
captain.
I had Son as
So
captain.
did Abin.
Oh, you also had
kind
Son.
of-
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's because you didn't have Antonio.
Yeah, but then the really irritating part was took away his +1 and gave it to Reguilon, and I have Reguilon too, but it's irritating because I lost 2 points on the bonus.
Wait. So who got max bonus?
Reguilon.
For what?
Reguilon, I don't know.
Clean sheet.
Reguilon,
Clean sheet, probably.
Did he get the
Unless
assist?
I-
Like, was he the one who's fouled for the free kick?
no, I think Bergwijn got fouled for the free kick, and Bergwijn got nothing. So BPS is weird.
Yeah, it's really
Figure it
weird.
out on
Didn't give
a later
Greenwood
episode.
extra point either.
Greenwood got no bonuses, but it is what it is.
Although he scored. Anyways.
Yeah, but we should talk about Son and how Son is slowly trying becoming the. I felt Kane was extremely peripheral in that game. Son seems to have taken the mantle of leader, and he's guiding that team to. I mean, they look good. I don't. I feel their defense is nasty. He's gotten a tune out of Eric Dyer and Davinson Sanchez, which is even Mourinho couldn't do with all his talents.
Yeah.
They seem to be pressing. They're more of a counter-attacking unit. Steven Bergwijn looks good. Lucas Moura also looks more of an attacking threat. I feel like the Spurs team needed coaching, and that's exactly what Nuno's done for them. Mourinho was like, I will tell you what to do to defend, and the rest you figure out yourselves." I feel here that each phase of play is being coached by the staff as they should, and I don't know. I feel Nuno. I'm go on. Those.
I feel like Mourinho doesn't know how to develop players. If he has a bunch of stars in his team, he's good. But
I mean,
Nuno
that's
knows how to take raw talent and develop it and do the best with what he has. Mourinho will always complain, "I don't have the best." Like that's the biggest problem with him. And like
But
Son's
he's
really like stepped up. Yeah. Is it safe to
Mourinho's
say
getting
Son has
a.
become dad?
but Mourinho is getting the
Oh,
best out
wow.
of Tammy Abraham right now.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
bring that up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
2 assists and 1 goal in 2 games.
Did you see the reveal for Tammy Abraham? No.
No,
Sorry,
Oh, what
sorry.
was
That,
it?
that was no. I mean, that was a pretty normal reveal. For
Mhm.
Batshuayi and Besiktas,
no.
Besiktas, what did
He's
they
not
do?
they made
Besiktas.
him. They made him Batman, dude. They gave him a Dark Knight theme and all, a 20-minute
Wow.
Dark Knight theme and all, and they revealed him like Batman. It was
Oh
really
Crazy.
well.
hilarious.
Still not the best Besiktas reveal ever.
Yeah.
Come to Besiktas was
Come to
the.
Besiktas.
No,
Messi,
it's
come to
always
Besiktas.
Despacito mix, dude.
But I don't know. I think Spurs are good top four contenders this year. They look good. I don't know. I think Ndombele is staying, so he wanted to leave so that they have options in midfield as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's great for the neutral, not so great if you're an Arsenal fan. But let's talk about. I mean, let's move on. I think Leeds Burnley happened, and I think I missed this game, but Ashley Barnes did some kung fu nonsense that he should have been sent off for. But
Jiu-jitsu. According to
no,
Patrick
that's
Bamford,
James
he did
Tucker.
some jiu-jitsu. Was that the
James,
thing?
no, that was James
Yeah.
Tarkowski, and
Uh,
Tarkowski subtweeted him. No, and I think this game has a monumental moment. So because of this last night, Akshay and I were playing some FIFA, and we put the soccer team up against Burnley, and
Yeah.
just and because Chris Wood scored the 30,000 goal, the 30K goal,
After
right,
two.
for
Yeah.
the Premier League, and then Bamford went 30,001 with the equalizer. Both absolute shithouse goals, but somehow each goal counts. Doesn't matter how they go in. A fairly I don't know. Leeds look a bit rusty. They aren't up to speed yet, so I don't quite know what kind of season they're going to have. Burnley's just seem like Burnley. They haven't taken off either, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of season they have.
Yeah.
They did sign Maxwell Cornet from Lyon, which is like the most. I think he's from Lyon. At least he was in Lyon last year. A very ambitious signing. He's the most anti-Sean Dyche player I could think of, but it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. Now we've paid our dues with those two games. Let's go to the big game of Saturday night, which was Chelsea versus Liverpool. Those you take center stage, bro. Like, talk to us about what worked for Chelsea, what didn't. Was the red card justified? Just give us your thoughts.
So I don't think so. I think it was a good game, but I think we were deprived of a great one just because of that one decision. I don't think that was a red card. I think the clubs put out a statement that they're pretty confident about appealing it and getting it turned down. Like, it's going to be a yellow card probably. It's going to be overflipped. I'm pretty sure about that. Having said that, I think what we got was like a defensive masterclass, like a proper, like, Arsenal go one man down and they go 5-0. Okay, this is like 1-1. Like, this is how you defend with 10 men. I think Mendy was the best. And you can't even say that, oh, Kante is there because of two people because he got injured and he went off. And we got
Yeah.
Kovacic and Jorginho in. And still, dude, like amazing defending masterclass. Uh, this is what I expect. Like, this is what I think it takes to be a title winning team when you grind out games like this.
Totally.
And I don't know how Tuchel knows how to coach a team to defend, or he always knows how to tell a team what to do when like they're making all the right decisions, they're not fucking up. Mendy is doing amazing, like he's blocking, and honestly, that game I don't know how Fabinho didn't get a red card by the end of the game. He was just messing around so much. I think Liverpool. I think it was like taking a point away from Anfield is good enough with 10 men down. Like, I think that's good enough. I think it was Liverpool's loss there. It almost feels like we won the game. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
So I mean, from I was watching that game, and then the red card happened. Till the red card happened, Liverpool had no answers to the to Chelsea's tactics. Chelsea, Havertz's great goal, like looping header, back post, flick on from the near post, loops all the way to the back post. No keepers getting to it. Lukaku, I'll speak to him when we get to the negatives, but for the best part of that half, Chelsea were the one with the attacking threat. They every time they got the ball, they broke in numbers. It would ultimately collapse when it got to the edge of the box because Lukaku's decision making skills are still idiotic as ever. Like I was having flashbacks and PTSD. I just kept remembering the number of times the ball would fall to him in big games and he would completely take the wrong decision. One particular decision that I remember was he had Mount on one side and Havertz on the other.
Yeah.
Havertz was in acres of space. Mount had like Van Dijk next to him, and who is, let's be honest, the tower is a monster of a defender. He picked Mount instead, and Mount, first of all, the angle is closing because he's running out of room, and Van Dijk is closing in. Does his best to make a shot, goes wide. Lukaku time and time again does these things in big games. That there were times he should have definitely scored. And besides, that was the only blemish on Chelsea's first half record.
I still feel like that
card,
thing is still there, dude. Like last year, we were like, dude, can we finish? Like this year also, I'm like, dude, can we finish? Like having Lukaku hasn't improved that. Like, dude, we get so many. Even last year, we get so many chances, we just don't finish, dude. Lukaku, I don't know. I still feel like, I mean, he's good at hold up play, this, that, and all, but he's not able, like you said, to make the right decisions, and he's not able to finish. That's what we needed him for.
Also, with regards to the red card, like Tushar obviously doesn't think it was the two of you. Do you think that was a red? Was it justified?
Absolutely not. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Not 100% not a red card. You know what? I would go as far as saying it wasn't even a yellow card because so they justified it saying he moved his arm and which is why he stopped the goal. I don't in any replay I don't see him moving his arm in a forward motion for him to have stopped the goal. So I don't think it was a red card. Okay, maybe a yellow. I guess even a yellow would have been a harsh yellow, and that's saying something about the red. And one other thing that I just want to ask you guys, I know they have the double whammy rule in, but have they removed that? Because as far as I remember, you can't give a red and a penalty. It's either a penalty and yellow,
I think they removed it.
Okay, so
no.
then
So I think if you intentionally stop the ball with your
goal
hand,
scoring
that's the only
opportunity.
time where that double whammy applies. Like you get a red card and a penalty.
Okay. But it wasn't intentional, right? So
this
it
was
should
Yeah,
not
that's
have
what.
been a red.
Yeah.
And they got VAR to check it, and they still gave the
Yeah,
red.
dude.
So I'm just like,
I know
what
they
the
got
hell?
what the hell. I was at a friend's place. We were watching it together, and I'm like, when who's I think it was Anthony Taylor. He comes and he's like, yeah, red card, get lost. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, from which angle did that look like a red? He honestly ruined what would have been a fun second half. Because Liverpool chasing the game would have been super fun to watch because then it would have left acres of space for Big Rom, Kai, and Mount. So
Yeah, I
I
think it's just it made no sense like for me because I watched seen the replay back a bunch of times. What Reece James attempts to do is he attempts to make himself big, so he pushes himself onto his toes, and then so what he's doing is he's moving up like that, like with his hands
yes,
up in the air,
exactly, yeah.
and then the ball goes off his hand and on like off his thigh and onto his hand. That's not a red card. That's not intentional. Like it's not Luis Suarez from against Ghana where he just put two hands and bounced the ball off.
Dude, Luis
Uh,
Suarez versus Ghana was literally because he was a goalkeeper.
yeah,
Let's
Yeah.
not
like,
shy
that's
away from
But
that
he
fact.
just
That
parried
is
it.
an
That's like
intention.
Yeah.
mini
Yeah, yeah.
God.
That is not a hand of God. That is okay. Let me turn into
that is,
who was a Muslera? Was it Muslera
Muslera,
yeah.
yeah.
and then let me stop the ball. That was it. That you can't even say that was intentional handball. He was stopping the goal. He was stopping the goal like a goalkeeper. There was not an
Yeah.
intentional handball. So
Not
Yeah.
at all.
this was
Yeah.
nowhere close to that. Let's not even bring the Suarez one into picture. That was, dude, that was a goalkeeper stopping the ball. That was not an intentional handball. That this
I
one
still think, yeah, I think this game for me cemented, like I already said it. I think this game cemented Chelsea as title favorites for
title
the
favorites.
season.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Like
Like
After
in the
they
first
just
half,
look.
Liverpool didn't have a sniff. Like at Anfield, can you believe it? And they played their strongest 11. I don't know. Am I missing something, or was that
No,
the
everyone was
strongest
there.
11?
It was. I don't think Fabinho was there. I'm. If, correct
But
me if
he
I'm
came
wrong.
on, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
on
So I mean,
for. Hmm.
so theoretically, that is their best 11.
Yeah.
So and they didn't stand a chance against Chelsea in the first half. I'm like, oh my god, the way Chelsea is attacking, I really wouldn't want to be the team to. I mean, I really wouldn't want to be. Uh, wouldn't want to see United face them without a minimum mech sauce if you're not going to get anybody. Because if you put Fred and Pogba against that Chelsea team, we're conceding 5. I'm pretty sure of that.
No. Fred and Maxwell will both start the game.
Yeah.
That
McFred will
I'm pretty
start.
sure.
Yeah.
McFred will start. So that's the question.
And I think
Can
they
test
both
later.
turn up in big games for us.
So I mean that game
So,
could go either way. So we'll see. But yeah, now
But I
let's quickly get in. Let's
But
get to the.
just one more thing I want to point out in that game, and it sort of comes down like what you said about Big Ram, right? The
Yeah.
thing that I noticed about him, he's doing for a man who knows 9 languages. You just assume his IQ is much, at least his football IQ is much better than what he shows on the pitch. I don't know whether it's presence of mind or whether it's for somebody who's that smart, he behaves like he doesn't know what he's doing when he has ball at his feet. Like you said, that was one instance. There was another instance in the second half where he had a half a chance, but he chose the wrong option.
yeah.
He
So
constantly does that.
like
He's
he
known
said,
to do
I've
that.
seen that with United. So it's really frustrating because I think if he gets those small decisions right, I think he's better than Kane. Honestly, because he's got a better physique than
Yeah.
Kane. He's got more pace than Kane. It's just that his decision making has to be better. I just think that once his decision making is improved, hopefully Tuchel can try to improve that. But if that improves, dude, you've got yourself one heck of a striker.
Cosmo says Mount, Kante, and Georgie will eat up Fred and Pogba. I thought so too. Then United beat them 4-0, so I don't know what to say anymore. So there's like
That was 4 seasons
But that
ago.
was,
Why are we
that was
talking
like
about
Yeah.
that? Four
I mean,
seasons ago.
not four seasons. What are
3
you talking
seasons
three
ago.
seasons ago.
Three
3
seasons,
seasons.
Yeah. Uh,
4.
But it's
2017 or 2018 season. Which
18,
was,
18,
no,
18.
19,
18
20.
season.
18, 19.
Ni-
18, 19.
no.
Oh,
18,
18.
19
It was
was
18,
Jose.
19.
Jose was 18, 19. 19,
Dude, it was
20
18.
was.
I was in England at that time. I was going to
It
go for that
was
Lampard game.
2018.
Yeah, it was Lampard's first
2018.
game. Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Uh,
No, it was 2019.
no,
Was it
19, dude,
2019 or
because
20?
the
Because,
2019 late on to early 2019 Jose got sacked, and and then he started.
No, dude,
guy's
this
first
was the
season
James.
when
This
I
was
was
the
in
James game.
So,
This
yeah,
was
I
the
remember
James.
it was the
When
The
did
1920
James
season.
come
Not
in?
too long
This
ago.
was James's first
It was
game.
2019, but I
that
remember I
was
was traveling and I watched the game over there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
1920.
11th
It's
August 2019.
the season before
Okay.
last.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I just pulled it up.
Either ways, we beat them 4-0 before that also, right?
Score on debut 1920.
Yeah, he scored on debut. That was the fourth goal. He hit a muffed shot and it went through. Who was it? Kepa's legs or something like that.
Yeah, Kepa.
Rishabh Nair says Bissouma could go
Akshay,
to
the
Tottenham.
stats
If
guy,
that
just
happens
like
to
let
it.
us know.
But
Has the
Rishabh Nair
stream
says
dropped? I'm
Bissouma
sorry,
could
I
go
can't hear shit. Just give
I
us a
think
second,
you're
guys.
frozen, I think, for me. at
You're
least.
frozen, dude.
Oh yeah, Rishabh, where are you reading the news? Bissouma could go to Tottenham because I'm going to get really upset if that happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see that as a
Yeah.
United fan, especially since we've been talking about him as a good option.
As a
for
good
us.
option. Yeah, that would be really bad.
Bissouma ain't
Of course.
going.
Haha.
Oh, good.
I mean,
Better not.
honest. Cosmo Crema.
Even Cosmo's saying that.
Shreya saying Bissouma ain't going. Cosmo saying Bissouma to Spurs probably. I guess Shreyas can't digest the fact that Bissouma would pick to go to the white side of North London.
Yeah, true. Probably not.
So
Let me quickly put it up if it's true.
Cosmo saying it's been circulating.
Yeah,
everywhere.
they've inquired for a 40 million pound bid. So it could be true.
Wow.
Oh,
I can't believe
Bissouma?
United don't have 40 million.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, what were the 7:30 IST fixtures? What any good games there? I don't remember even
No, it was the
one
Burnley,
game.
Leeds, and
No, there are quite a few actually. There was even the West Ham game.
I don't think there were any other fun games.
Do you want to? Should we talk about
The game of the week.
the first game of the lunchtime kickoff, the early kickoff?
What the Man City versus Arsenal.
Man City versus
Arsenal,
Arsenal. Yeah.
I felt bad in that game. Like I was like, there's
Yeah.
no point mocking Arsenal anymore or taking the mickey out of them because they're just so sad right now. I mean, they were 3-0 down, and in the 42nd minute, they started wasting time. And I was like, this is a team that is not even trying to fight. They're like, there is no fight in us.
Yeah, and usually the winning team, like the team that's leading, does the time wasting, right? But here we saw Arsenal taking their own sweet time to take the goal kick, and
Yeah. Man City were playing for fun, dude. They were just playing for fun. They didn't give a shit.
Okay, honestly, like if you had a point at one reason, just one, as to why Arsenal are in this dire situation, and let's not talk about the upper management. We all know it starts from there. It starts from Kroenke's, but can we start? Can we see what is wrong on the pitch? Is it on the pitch? Is it the manager? Is it the coaching? Like, if you had to pinpoint at one thing, Shreyas, even you can let us know in the comments.
all you
what
guys
do
can let
think
us
it is.
know.
Yeah, what do you think the one thing is that is wrong with Arsenal at this point in time?
I
Again.
actually think like there's no plan. Like Arteta has no plan. He has no process. He has no plan. He doesn't know what to do with his players. So there's nothing. Like he's just saying, yeah, there's no tactics. Exactly, Shreyas. There's no tactics.
and he's also mentioned no intent from any of the
No
players.
intent, no discipline. Again, Andy Shreyas says no discipline. Cosmo saying
So
no
like,
intent.
Willian wants to end
Absolutely.
his contract. He's like,
Absolutely.
pay me my money and I'm leaving. Right? There's a lot of people who are just abandoning ship in Arsenal, which means that the players have lost belief. They've lost belief in Arteta. They've lost belief in themselves. They've lost belief in the team being
Yeah.
a top team. And I think that's very dangerous for a club, because if you guys don't believe together, you're going to go into every game expecting to lose anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I recently saw this tweet. I don't know if it was a tweet, but I saw it on Instagram where Ainsley Maitland-Niles said, "Just let me go to a team that will allow me to play," and he's tagged
Yeah,
at Arsenal.
yeah.
So at this
Imagine the
point,
despair. Yeah, imagine the
I know
despair
at
in a
this
team when
point,
a guy is doing it.
and he's genuinely one of the better players for Arsenal. If you come to think of it, the last 2 seasons he's actually done pretty well for Arsenal. And him having to come out and say that in the open, that let me go to a team that is willing to play me, it's a little shambolic at this point. And okay,
He's their
listen,
best right back.
exactly that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. And you know what? Like, coming to the whole no tactics, honestly, let me, as a United fan, this is my personal opinion at least. Again, this is my personal opinion, but I don't think even Ole has any patterns of play or tactics. His tactics is counter attack and nothing else. Yes, that is a tactic that has
That is a
proven to
tactic,
be his
right?
tactic.
At least
Yeah,
that's
that
it.
is
Yeah.
Yeah.
one tactic. But if you look at patterns of play, Klopp has a pattern of play. Pep has a
Yeah.
pattern of play. Tuchel has a
Yeah.
pattern of play. The way they build up play in phases, or in your second third, in the final third, they have patterns of play. Ole doesn't have patterns of play. Has no pattern of play. It's like get the ball down the wings. It's a typical Fergie thing, that get the ball down the wings and cross. But we didn't have anybody to put the cross in. Now we do. So let's see if that works for him.
Yeah.
But
It's just no. I mean, so it's
but
odd,
it's the same
I
with
saw this,
Arteta. It's the same with Arteta.
no, I think Ole is a far more superior manager than Arteta. Let's just
No, I'm not
put that
saying
out
he's
there.
not. I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's. See, I agree with you. He's a far more superior manager than Arteta. I'm not putting Ole down in any which way, but tactics shouldn't be the only thing that defines a team, right? You can look. They have individual players who are brilliant, like Lacazette, Aubameyang. I think Emil Smith Rowe is really, really good, and Saka.
Saka too.
Yeah.
Saka,
Saka.
Ainsley, uh, Tierney. Who else?
Pepe is good. Like Pepe needs a
Pepe
system
is
to thrive in.
Pepe is quite
Yeah,
decent.
Pepe is good. So it's not
The
that they
keeper
don't
looks
have
quite
individual
decent. I know.
honestly, man to man, take out Bruno aside for a minute. Apart from Bruno, man to man, I think Arsenal would line up versus United in a very similar fashion. I mean, take out Bruno aside for now, and obviously Varane. I think Saka, Rashford, Pepe. Who would you play on the right? Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Ronaldo.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying take away these big stars, but I'm saying man for man, you would probably compare United and Arsenal, and they would probably be very similar, right?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Before him, like, let's go back one game week prior, and it would be very
Cavani.
similar. I'm not saying it would be the exact same, but
Cavani, I think.
it will be
Yeah.
very similar. He's not started yet. That's why I said roll back one game week before. So
But anyway, no, I think with Arteta, right, specifically, like I watched the game, and so Pablo Mari, he dropped his player.
Yeah.
He played, correct me if I'm wrong, he went to the back three. He went to the back three of
no, I
Holding,
went to
Chambers.
five at the back.
Yeah. So
Yeah, at one point.
Holding,
Kolasinac was on the left. Yeah.
Kolasinac, Tierney, Holding, Chambers, and who was the other centre back? Chambers was the right. No, yeah, correct. Yeah, no, Tierney was in the three, and
Kolasinac was in the three, and Tierney was in the outside.
Outside, okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't Holding...
Holding
Holding
Chambers and Kolasinac, no?
Correct.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Holding, Chambers, and Kolasinac are all Wenger signings, and they've actively been trying to So Kolasinac spent the last game of the Bundesliga running away from Schalke fans because Schalke got relegated. Like, if you've seen the video,
That's hilarious.
Schalke fans, are chasing the Shaka players because of what's happened. I feel if he doesn't get sold this season, he's going to get chased out of North London by the Arsenal players, after Arsenal fans after they get relegated. Because oh my god, dude! I mean, I know we keep saying it's not possible, it's not possible. There is enough signs. Like once the
Yeah.
confidence hits, and once that it drops to like to a level where one result is just shatters you. I don't know who is. So I don't think number one. I see like reports of being linked to Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte wants cash. He wants his own players. He wants
No
us
chance.
yeah. There is Arsenal will give him neither of that. Let's not even no
Bro,
manager worth his salt right now will touch that job,
Antonio Conte isn't
except
You
coming
know
any.
what this
He's
is?
not coming
This
anywhere close to that dumpster fire. Like not even
yeah.
with a 12 feet pole, man. No chance. On Antonio Conte is not touching this dumpster fire.
You know what?
this
Honestly, what you should do? Go on. So those I'll go after you.
I said this is Big Sam music, dude.
I was going for a far more eloquent touch, but cool. Big Sam, it is. Pump it up to Aubameyang. Hold up play.
At this
But
point, Big Sam will probably play Kolasinac up front and say, "Dude, use your body."
oh, we have Mikel Arteta in the chat, by the way, guys. I'm a city plant.
I'm a city plant.
As they call him, Spanish Tony Pulis. So many different names
The one thing
that
you
I got.
can't fault Arteta is that big, beautiful head of hair, dude. Like it looks like it's painted on.
Dude,
Definitely
I
can
don't know
take it
if
up with ball fraud.
I don't know if you know. I mean, this is a little off. Have you guys seen this show called Chuck?
No.
And
No.
like, so it's like this 2005 sitcom, very 2005 sitcom. And like there's in one episode, there's like this female spy who's the antagonist, and she was very pretty. I went and looked her up, and turns out she's Arteta's wife. And his hair is like nicer than hers. It's just but
But speaking of
what have
Arteta, did you all see his at one point during the game where he basically like put his head on his hand on his head? It reminded me so much of the FIFA logo for forfeiting the season.
forfeit game. So the forfeit game on FIFA 14 has a picture of Arteta doing this, and then it cuts back to him in the City game where he also does the same thing. And someone was
Yeah.
like, the DiCaprio meme. Someone goes, I know that. Like, but dude, it was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I know I dropped off the call for a bit, and I think you guys have probably discussed it. The first 3 goals they concede are a shambles. It felt like it was a training game for for Man City at one point. That the fourth goal they have that they score. There are 30 passes in the build-up, just around the edge of the box,
Yeah.
and I think Ferran Torres plays it back to Rodri, who then uses he uses holding as a shield and curls it around him into the near post.
Yeah, those
Wonderful, yeah. I don't think City look like they were out of first gear. They don't look ready yet. I think Norwich, like the game. If you watched the game last week, they mastered the art of conceding the same goal 5 times. It is the exact same goal 5 times. And with regard, Arsenal did one better, and they were like, okay, we shall add some variety to this.
Yeah.
But let's. Oh, Ty is also in the chat. But I hope Brentford get relegated. This is our chat has been invaded by AFTV links. I don't know how this has happened, but okay, cool.
But you know
I
what?
was
Like,
Go on.
see, okay, finish, and then I'll talk. And then I just want to say one sentence about Arsenal. But go ahead.
I just feel right now it's stick or twist. I would never have
Yeah.
thought Arsenal Norwich relegation six pointer incoming, but after the international break, that's where we're headed, my friends. I think they should beat Norwich. All banter aside, they should comfortably beat Norwich. But then again, if they lose to them, it wouldn't surprise me either. They have gone to Norwich
It's
in the
a bit
past,
of
and
Dude, I think if he loses to Norwich, he's out.
Yeah, I
Like,
think.
come on, like
Yeah.
Look at
come
the
on.
stat that Andy Shreyas has just put up. Like he says, a stat that I would like to say out loud. Pablo Mari was the most attacking player for Arsenal till now, and that guy's a
Oh
centre
no,
back.
this is my favorite bit. Varane has more assists at the moment than the entire Arsenal team combined.
But we have Arsenal who going to choose their goal of the season from their training
Goal of
game.
the
No,
goal of the
it's
month.
going to be
Month,
from
goal of the month,
it's
or
going to
maybe
be
the
from the
season
West.
as well.
No, the
Hey,
West
can we
Brom
do?
game. Because,
Okay, I think we've reached that point in the pod where we do.
oh yes,
Where will Arsenal finish?
no, of course. How can we not roll it up? That never does. That's never not funny. There's something about it. I want to add more images to it. I'll probably work on it this week. Okay, drum roll. Where will Arsenal finish?
I can't
Dodi.
believe I said sixth. I think they're going to probably finish like 12th or 13th or
13th.
something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
13th.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm
Bottom
thinking
half for
around the
sure.
same. I can't believe I said sixth, man. I overestimated Arsenal.
I think we all
It's
did.
only. I think it's only 3 games into the season. I don't expect them to be this bad throughout. That
But
all or nothing
still, I mean-
documentary. Oh my god! I'm just like if we had a time
Are they
machine.
doing all or nothing this season in Arsenal?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
Arsenal.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
confused
basically
as
nothing
Prime
or
is going to
nothing.
list it as like a comedy or a horror or some mental health depression or something. I don't know which genre is it going to come under, dude.
Oh man! So apparently during the City game, the Amazon cameraman was just fixated on Arteta for half an hour.
It's like, give me expressions. Yeah.
Oh man!
Yeah, we have a lot of people saying between 9th, 10th, 12th, 13th, 15th.
I think that's on the
Some
optimistic
are
side.
saying 20th.
Somebody said ninth, and that's being generous. Vinay says ninth, and that's being generous. Rishabh says Arsenal finished 20th on the table. Okay, that's not happening, Rishabh. Come on. Then next
Then
season,
next season they do a comeback and finish 12th
in the
in the
championship.
But dude, I mean, I don't think they get relegated, but I would love to see Arsenal in a relegation scrap. It's
Yeah.
wow.
It's not happening. And but like Doth said, I think another 1 or 2 bad results and Arteta's on his ass.
I think he's been called in for an emergency meeting today, as per the Athletic, is what I read. So the board is like, what is happening? And he's like, trust the process. Speaking of Mesut Ozil,
Ozil.
you bastard. What was that? I mean, but also I feel, I don't know if you know this, but
Was
there's
he
another
being
documentary.
sarcastic? Honestly, was he being sarcastic?
This was
I
just
think
fuel on fire, dude. Like,
Yeah, basically.
I think he was being sarcastic, so
list.
I don't know what you all think about it.
he was obviously
Dude,
being sarcastic because everyone told him to trust the process. Okay. So he's like, yeah, keep fucking trusting the process, dude. See how
Dude,
it
that
works
was
out for you
he
guys.
tweeted that immediately after the game, by the way.
Yeah.
Even before
So
the Liverpool Chelsea game kicked off, he tweeted that.
Yeah.
So AFC Bell, who is a renowned Arsenal source, this is Arab dude. He put out a tweet earlier today saying that sources close to Mesut Ozil are coming out with a documentary about his final few days at Arsenal, detailing his exit from the club. So the reasons, because one of football's biggest mysteries is Mesut Ozil being dropped from the squad and then eventually being frozen out completely and asked to leave the club. He moved to Fenerbahce, where he's now playing regularly. So there's a whole documentary coming out on that. So it feels like a massive PR dumpster fire that's waiting to happen. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has come out and said, "I just want to go." If you're a football player, I don't think you really want to go anywhere near Arsenal right now, because it is just a breeding ground for toxicity. It's hilarious for us, but it's also must be extremely painful if you're an Arsenal fan. I was watching so one thing I never do, this is almost like tradition, but I couldn't help myself this time. I never watch AFTV videos until after United play, because it's every time I have United have fucked it up somehow, and they almost did yesterday, which is why I'd made my peace with them dropping points, because I'd seen all of it. I was watching several watch-alongs along with the Man City game, and I started to feel bad for them, and then I remember. Then as soon as I started feeling bad for them, somebody put out a tweet after the United game a year ago, where they got really carried away and said, "Oh, you should be fighting relegation candidates, this, that, whatnot." And I was like, I don't really feel bad for these guys anymore. Best of luck fighting Brighton. Oh yeah, speaking of Brighton, there was this, I think there was this Portuguese television network that went up to a bunch of people in Portugal and said, "Are you excited that Ronaldo is joining the Premier League?" And that guy was like, "I'm an Arsenal fan." And he's like, "Aren't you excited that he's joining one of like your contenders?" He says, He's not really joining one of any of my contenders. I would consider our competition to be Brighton." So, and he said it with a straight face. What a
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, just touching upon that Ronaldo transfer saga, dude, that was insane. How I think that was all his manager playing City of United. It was like City are going to sign Ronaldo, and then here comes United with a chair.
By God!
Oh my God! Or some guy jumping off a ladder on a City.
It's like sweet chin music playing somewhere in the back, and then
yeah,
like no.
I mean, if you read all the stuff on the Athletic, it's amazing, dude. Like he's like, I'm going to City. Then Rio Ferdinand's calling him. Who's that guy? Evra's calling Ronaldo and saying, "Bro,
Bruno
what are you
also
doing?"
made a bunch of calls to him.
Yeah, and then Saf called him at the end, and he's like, "Why are you going to City?" And he's like, "Dude, you guys didn't put a bid." And then Saf went and made some angry phone calls, and he said, "Dude, shut up and put a bid."
It's like Man City are like, "We have signed your players," and then it cuts to like the John Cena entry music, and it's Sir Alex Ferguson running into the ring with that father figure, football father figure, blackmail in the bank and cashing it. Ronaldo is now United. Granit Xhaka's burner account. We've attracted a fair few football troll accounts. This is a new what do you call level for us. Achievement unlocked. Congratulations, everybody.
I think they're memeing along with us, just changing their names.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't have a Snickers. Oh, Granit. Did we talk about Granit Xhaka's red card, by the way? I think you guys did.
No, we didn't.
Oh, you haven't?
Deserved.
Oh my God! So I didn't think it was a red card when I first saw it.
I thought it was a red card.
It was a second.
Dude, it was two yellows.
It
was two yellows.
It wasn't a straight red.
Yeah, it was two yellows. That's what I meant. That it's.
Yeah.
There was one tackle before. I thought he'd get a yellow for that. He didn't. He got in the next tackle. I'm like, dude.
I think it was fair.
I was like, this was an Ole doing a Fred against PSG.
Against
like,
PSG,
take him off. Take him off. Like that tackle itself. I'm like, dude, take him off now.
Yeah.
And he did.
And they gave him a
it's
new
not
deal.
like they would have won anyway, but like still, like it would have been 5-0. It would probably just stayed.
They may not have been 5-0.
Yeah.
They gave him a new deal, which is still the.
Yeah, I'm reading. I just read. I read this this evening that Lingard might be given another 1-year extension.
I just read an hour ago that he's been asked to leave.
What?
Yeah, he's going to West
I
Ham,
read that there. Like I just read, like Dan James is being sent to Leeds. I mean, not sent, but
Dan
sold
James
to Leeds.
So
they want to keep.
Just googled it. Like, we had a comment from somebody from Vinay, I think, and he asked me, so I just quickly checked it up, and it is true that he might.
Emerson from Barcelona is now going to Spurs.
Yeah, Emerson Royal. No. Arsenal put in a bid. He publicly came out and said, "No, I want to play for Spurs."
Yeah, he's going. So he's accepted Spurs as his new club.
Wow!
Actually,
Sam is saying ref was about to take out yellow, but the Oscar-winning performance from the City player made him take out the red. Was it a straight red? Just check. I thought it was 2 yellows.
It was 2 yellows.
I think it was 2 yellows.
He took out the yellow and then He showed him the yellow and then he said red because there was two yellows.
Just check because I don't know. Maybe Sam is wrong and we are right, or maybe Sam is right and we are wrong. But
Let me check.
and did you read this? Aguero's been linked with Juventus.
I would not be.
Yeah.
That would be a great
Considering
move in my
Barca
opinion.
might not be able to sign him for league.
Yeah, probably. So, it was a straight red. Oh,
It was a straight
that
red.
was
This is what I was
a
thinking.
red.
Oh, I thought it was 2 yellows and then a red.
Yeah,
I
and
thought
I
it was
thought it was
two.
because of
Yeah,
two
it was-
yellows.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was straight red to Xhaka. Yeah.
Okay.
That's very surprising.
No, but Sam alluded to that Oscar-winning performance from the City player, whoever that was.
Yeah. Yeah, Hazard also
Oh.
linked with Juve. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know
mean,
why.
speaking-
Like that's a
speaking of-
liability for you.
No, but like speaking of transfers, let's speak of the transfer of the transfer
Window
season.
so
I mean,
far.
of the season so
Window.
far. I think Ronaldo to United. I'm
Back
sure
home.
if all of us were in our homes, we would have gone on a live. A lot of my friends dude,
Yeah.
go on the channel, go live, go on the channel, go live. But I was out. I think Bin was out as well. So
Yeah.
but I think we should talk about that. Nostalgic.
Oh, man.
It was very nostalgic to have him back. Like,
See,
but I don't know.
I'm very conflicted by this because
Honestly, but I still think we haven't fixed the problem. Like Dode said, we just got a bigger bucket. We haven't fixed the hole.
no, not just that. So like this is a very likable United team, like a very likable United team that we currently have.
Bro, we're not here. They're
And
not here to
obviously-
win hearts. They're here to win 3 points. And let's.
No. I mean, winning hearts, winning 3 points is one thing. So Ronaldo the player, yes, phenomenal person. Ronaldo the person, not the biggest fan of. So and that's
Okay. I mean, that comes with being a goat, dude.
I mean, not about
being a
the.
goat.
I'm not even talking. I mean, it doesn't have to come with being a goat. Given like, I will just ask people to refer to the Der Spiegel article, which basically gives you a detailed breakdown of what's happening and why he can't go to the US. And yeah, there's a reason why he hasn't gone to the US or why he's still like bouncing around Europe and.
Is that tax thing? The whole
What
tax
would that
thing.
reason be? Is it because of the
It's
tax
not the
thing?
tax thing. It's the
Oh, it's the-
Catherine Morega story.
Okay, yeah, figured.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's uneasy. It's an uneasy one for me because for me, Ronaldo was like as a child, and he was like a big introduction into the first superstar you actually saw mature. You saw like this kid, and then he grew, and then he just tore teams apart. And then there's also the Shreyas, those charges. But he also kind of like around 2009, then he bounced and he went to the US and he did some fucked up shit. And what has happened, like the fallout from that has been quite scarring. And given the world we live in, it is kind of messed up. So for me, it's kind of like okay, I'm excited he's back, but at the same time, I'm like I'm not quite sure. Preetal says, I hated Man U when their star player was Rooney. I mean, they were pretty okay then. There was that one season where he scored some 28 goals and he headed half of them in.
Yeah.
Barring that, he was like
The game against City was amazing.
Oh
That's
man,
okay.
that is.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, there have just been two. When I think back, for me, it's only been two iconic goals, which I've watched them live. No, maybe 3 iconic goals which I watched live. The Rooney one, the Portsmouth free kick,
yeah.
and the RVP free kick.
No, I think the RVP free kick is the loudest I've ever celebrated.
Oh my god, dude! I ran around my house. I was like, whoa.
Because it felt like a title-winning goal.
Yeah,
like,
I did.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Off the topic, we'd love to see Rafa Benitez against David Moyes this season. Both the teams are interesting, and Moyes against his summer club. Oh, I'm very intrigued by it. There was a flashpoint in that. There was a flashpoint in the Everton Leeds game between Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. I think Everton win a penalty. Calvert-Lewin goes to take it. I think he's designated penalty taker this season. And Richarlison kicked up a fuss. He was pretty pissed off about it. And then he said, "I've waited 3 years to get this. It's my turn. I've been in the hierarchy." And he left some snide comment on Instagram.
Peter Fernandez saying, I think it was his face rather than his game. Sorry, I'm shallow.
Poor guy, dude.
Guys, what about Bale re-entry to Madrid? Vinay Kashyap's asking.
I have no idea. Bale is just
I don't think
chilling.
he's on form, dude. Like no one's in form in that.
But
that
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
he, didn't he assist
You know,
those
to be
goals?
honest, I haven't followed La Liga at all. Like
I watched.
little bit.
I watched. Oh, by the way, guys, I have to talk about. I'm sorry. Speaking of La Liga, I'm going to connect La Liga to Ligue 1 because. So there is a Twitter account. I encourage you all of you to follow it. So we all know what El Chiringuito is, right? So for those of you who don't know what El Chiringuito is Florentino Perez's mouthpiece. So basically, all of Real Madrid's news comes through El Chiringuito.
Propaganda.
There's a brief, yeah. Basically, it's their propaganda peddling machine. Yesterday night, Ligue 1 PSG play Reims, I think, and Mbappe scores 2, and then he tweets a thing saying "perfect night." And El Chiringuito TV is like a scorned boyfriend, a jealous boyfriend. Is just puts out this whole program section with ominous music, thunderous noise, and Jose Pedrola, who's their host, is like, Mbappe, why did you say there are 18 hours left for Madrid to get an answer from PSG? Why would you say it's a perfect night? How could you betray your future club? What is the message you are sending to Real Madrid fans when you say it was a perfect night? Why did you have the game of your life, scoring 2 great goals?
This is some Arnab Goswami level of trolling, dude. But actually, that League One game pretty nice. The only thing is, like Messi made his debut for PSG, which is just
damn good, dude.
it just
Guess who
looks
came
so
off for
wrong,
him to
dude.
make his
Neymar.
Like,
debut?
back to the shadows.
Speaking,
Back to the
speaking of him
shadows.
making his debut, along with him came Herrera on to the pitch, and Herrera was like, "I've never heard so much clapping and screaming and shouting for me whenever I come in onto the pitch."
Hey, you know what?
Actually, the away fans.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry,
Finish
go on.
those.
Yeah, so even the away fans were cheering for Messi.
Yeah.
PSG fans were obviously. And then after the game, the opposing team, the goalkeeper brought his baby and came and made him take a photo. After which, all of them brought their wives and girlfriends and they're standing with Messi and they're taking photos, dude.
It's like Messi's testimonial match, dude. I think every team's
dude,
gonna be
it was like that,
Yeah.
right? And then there was like a French anchor who was like, did anybody actually come to play against Messi? Like, is there anybody who's in the opposing team in this game? And
I feel we might see something similar with Ronaldo in a couple of weeks, because Ronaldo's homecoming game is the Newcastle match, and the last time he played Newcastle, it was his first ever hat trick. So, his first hat trick was against Newcastle. He scored 1 hat trick in his entire career for United, and
that was against Newcastle.
It was against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that was his last game, right?
Yeah, no, he's not his last game. That 2009 season.
That was his last United game in the Premier League, right? Or
No, that was against Man City. Man City, where he throws the he gets substituted and then he throws the kit away. I remember. So,
I think it's 2008.
hey, but speaking of
2008.
Mbappe, I just read a report this evening that PSG have rejected another bid of 180 million euros and are expecting at least 200 million euros with one year on the contract.
they're
this
still
just
gonna say
breaking.
no.
Sorry, this is just breaking. Leeds United are close to agreeing a £30 million deal for Dan James. It is on the brink of completion.
Wait, we're making a profit of Dan James?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we need to celebrate. For the first
But
time,
this
we're making a
sucks.
profit on some player.
But I miss Dan James. He's like how dude, he was like our key against beating City. Now we can't beat City anymore. So I'm sad. Um,
And
I think
Dan
he
I
was
James.
think
a
our
key
key,
on he
I
was a
think
key
our
on
key
FIFA
to
also.
I think our key to beating City is McFred.
Yeah.
No, it's also Dan James just running down the wing and like scaring the life out of Zinchenko. So which
Yeah,
is
he
basically a very so Dan James has
But you
won
never
more
know who's
Manchester
going to play, right?
derbies than so this is here's a stat. Dan James has won more Manchester derbies than Pep Guardiola. So
wow, that's pretty damn good, dude.
yeah, and now he's off to Leeds. I would not sell him to Leeds, but okay. I mean, I feel like this is a transfer that's been coming because if you know the Dan James story, he was supposed to sign
He was
with
supposed
Leeds,
to
and
go
then
to
Swansea.
Leeds, yeah.
Yeah.
There is literally like if you watch the Leeds documentary, it's on Prime. It's called Take Me Home. The season they didn't get promoted. The season before they got promoted, Dan James is holding the number 21 jersey at Leeds, and then at the 11th hour, Swansea pulled the plug on it. Hugh Jenkins is like, nah, fuck it, we're not. They didn't. They asked for more money, and then Leeds couldn't afford it. And yeah, so now I think finally he's getting his move to Leeds, and I think he in a BSS system it really works because I quite enjoy watching Dan James play for Wales. I feel there's definitely like in
That
Bielsa
kind
will
of
like
player,
will
yeah.
coach. Yeah, Bielsa will really
Yeah.
coach him to be the player he wants. Yeah. So yeah, Ronaldo's number is probably going to be 7 because Dan
They
James's
put in a
number will be
special
taken up.
application, yeah.
Yeah. So Dan James's number gets taken over by Cavani. So 20 and
No,
Cavani
so
is
are
the
you sure? Because according to what I read, Cavani can't change his shirt number.
no they're
You know, you
applying
had to
for
put
a
a
special
special
request.
application to
But it's
transfer
Ronaldo,
numbers,
man.
and
He
the
has to give it
PL
up
has
for
to
him.
approve it, and
Imagine
why
if the
won't
reason,
PL approve it?
yeah, imagine
So,
if the reason that they appeal it is, hey, Cristiano Ronaldo number 7 CR7. That's the reason. Then they
Yeah.
would, and just think of the amount of money the Premier League is going to get. CR7 is back in like just the eyeballs. This not only brings a shit ton of revenue for United. I think his total fees is about 18 million pounds right currently. 6 more than they actually bought him for in 2003 2004. They'll make that money back in the first month, if not the first week. In terms of like
Bro, I
sponsorship
am
deals.
getting a Ronaldo 7 shirt.
Yeah.
You
Same
better
here.
believe that. I'm getting the blue one
you know
actually,
what would
not
have
the
been
shitty
better for
blue that they played
United?
this week, but the last one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If Ronaldo had got the 21 shirt and then the next year he got 7, they would have sold double the jerseys, dude. They're not doing the math right.
No, but
Vision well
But
done.
would you buy a Ronaldo 21 jersey? Like,
No.
Dude,
I
people
don't
will
think
buy
I
it,
would.
dude. There are Ronaldo fans. Dude,
I
United's
wouldn't
This
buy
is
a
Instagram
like
Ronaldo.
following,
CR21.
yeah, it went from
this is
42 million to 44 overnight.
Which
Hmm.
one?
It gained 2 million followers overnight, dude.
Followers.
Which one?
Yeah.
Who?
For Ronaldo, for Manchester United's Instagram page.
Bro,
Yeah,
the
and
the
our
the,
website
the
also
tweet that
crashed.
they came out, the tweet or the Instagram
The
post
tweet
or
was,
whatever, welcome
yeah,
home, Ronaldo, whatever that message said, had 1.2 million in the space of 10 minutes. That's the highest liked
yeah.
that's the fastest photo to ever
Most
reach 1
engaged.
million.
Yeah,
No,
most
the
And
fastest
the
engaged.
photo to
United
ever reach
website
1
also
million
crashed.
likes.
Okay.
so like I
Wow.
mean the closest like pop culture reference I can think of is Jay-Z's encore where he says you come back like Jordan wearing the 4-5. It is to play games with you because this is I assume like when Jordan came back to the Bulls for the first time he wasn't wearing 23 or 45 because of his baseball jersey I think was also 45.
No,
And
Yeah.
he was
okay, maybe it was, yeah.
and he was quite ass in it and then the 23 came back and
Yeah.
the games began. So it could be a situation like that. So, but I think he would have been. He'll either be 28, which is his sporting number if this thing doesn't happen, or it'll be the number 7 or 21. Pick your 3.
I think 7. I mean, for me, it has to
Yeah,
be
7.
7. I can't see anything other than 7. Whatever happens, I think it has to be a 7.
Cosmo Craven says Gallagher was too good. Hope he does it. He does well for it in the Chelsea future. Yeah, Conor Gallagher was really good, dude.
Conor
He
Gallagher for
really
Palace was brilliant. I saw the highlights. Man, oh man, the guy can play.
Yeah.
I don't know if he goes back to Chelsea. If there is space for him in the Chelsea squad, but I see him doing very well with. I wouldn't say if he goes to West Ham, I think he really fits well into like this 2005-06 Everton team that they're building.
Leon Osman.
Okay.
Herbert. One guy called Herbert was there. What was it?
So there's a really fun story because I think around a few years prior to that, Duncan Ferguson retired, right? So there's a great Duncan Ferguson story where a couple of burglars were trying to rob a house, and then it had just so happened to be Duncan Ferguson's house. The robbers ended up in the hospital with a broken jaw, and then when the judge was pronouncing their sentence, he said, "Unfortunately for these men can only speak 2 languages, and unfortunately for them, Duncan Ferguson speaks them fluently." So, like he was one of football's big, proper hard men. So, like
That's
true
he
cult
goes by
hero.
big dunk, no?
Big Dunk, yeah, he's the assistant manager right now to Rafa.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he was the part-time manager for like a few games. The only undefeated manager in Everton history.
Cosmo Kramer, Mendy suspended by City. Dude, I'm not going to talk about Benjamin Mendy even as a footballer, as a person. He doesn't deserve my attention, given what I've read in the last
Hey,
week.
speaking of Mendy, let's talk about. We didn't give enough credit to not Benjamin, but Edward Mendy.
Edward.
Dude. I thought he had a spectacular second half, dude.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
they won the
he
game.
saved it for us a lot of times.
Yeah. Dude, if there was
They
Kepa,
both against
that game was
Liverpool.
over. That game would have been 3-1, maybe 4-1 if it was Kepa. There's no two ways about
And there
it.
was a stat that I think he had 6 saves, and that's
8
the
saves,
highest
I
that-
think it was. 6 saves.
Six in the
Yeah,
second
you're the
half.
stat. You're the stat guy. So yeah,
Yeah,
you
so
know.
he had, and that's the highest that he's had at Chelsea as a
dude.
as a goalkeeper.
Oh,
And I think that was very instrumental for them to win, to hold a draw against.
So I was watching it with 2 Chelsea fans, and they were like, "Dude, every time he was saving it, it's like they had their hearts in their mouth." And then Mendy used to pull off one save, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Speaking of saves, did we not address the double save, the best save of the weekend?
Yeah, we did not.
Yeah.
Is Dave saves back, or was this just one of those off days
like,
that he was having?
Play the greatest hits. What a save! What a double save! Akshay argued that it was better than the Arsenal double save from a couple of years ago.
No chance, dude. No.
I said the Arsenal one was much better.
Oh, okay. I mean,
okay, so there was this.
So wait, Sam. No, yeah. I just want to address Sam's point before we get there. With the likes of Benteke, Ayew, Zaha, and Gallagher, may just be enough to keep Palace up this season. Question is, if not Palace, which other team shall get relegated? I have one answer for you.
That's hilarious, man.
Seriously though, so there was this one Arsenal fan who who we were texting on our WhatsApp group, and he's like, "Dude, this is giving me PTSD from that 2017 game."
Yeah.
Yeah.
De Gea could save the Titanic. De Gea could save this. De Gea could save that. Pati Dev, as we call him.
Yeah.
Dave saves. He was having an off day yesterday. Trust me, he'll be back in form next week.
Yeah, that's what Vinay is asking. What's your take on De Gea? Do you think he's off his prime, or his career seems to be taking the same path as Joe Hart?
No, honestly, I think personally speaking, I think he had a mental block ever since the Spain-Portugal game in the World Cup in 2018. I don't know whatever happened that game. He hasn't been able to shake off what Ronaldo did to him in that game. Imagine he now has to face shots from him in training.
Hey, man. No, but maybe Ronaldo can Taylor Swift him, dude. And he can shake it
Sam. Oh, Sam's back. I am an Arsenal fan now. I regret saying this statement about Paris.
We are saying Ronaldo's coming back.
No, but on a serious note, I think he had a good point. I think in the second half of the season, He's going to be back as well, right? ACL takes about 6 months, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 months. So I
Depending
think,
on your ACL, but yeah.
yeah. So, damn, I'm forgetting his name.
Dean Henderson.
No, not no.
Henderson.
No, the Palace guy who Eze.
As a.
Yeah, so Eze is also going to be back by maybe second half of the season. I think they have a decent team. It's just about I don't think that we trust their coach.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. But Chiringuito TV's 6 o'clock Mbappe deadline has passed. They did a feature, and it's just the host staring into the camera and breathing, and then he runs away. and they have the whole like graphics up. No, they have Mbappe signing, Mbappe decision deadline now, all of that, and he just gets up and walks off. Speaking on injuries, how's Liverpool doing this season? I don't know, dude. I think they have a good first 11, but beyond that, I'm not
I
quite
think
sure
they have
how
they
Yeah,
have
Matt
they
Phillips.
have replacements in one or two positions. I mean, decent replacements. I think Harvey Elliott is one
Yeah.
heck of a player.
You have Simicast, who's good.
Simicast is
But
not bad.
actually, I think top four might be tough for them, dude. I agree with.
So
Rayon.
who's going to pip them? You think Spurs is going to pip them?
Current form, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
If Spurs continue
What
to
if
play the
Nuno
way they
grinds
are,
it out,
they
dude?
probably will, yeah.
I mean, anyway, I have
Oh,
Spurs
yeah.
finishing.
Even West Ham is quite attacking. They might have a chance to.
So
Be top
Bayern
four.
Munich, right? Bayern Munich have stolen basically all of
Yep.
RB Leipzig's spine. So Upamecano has gone. Sabitzer has gone as of
Sabitzer has
today.
gone, yeah. As of today, yeah, I saw
So,
that. Marcel
Oh, shit.
Sabitzer.
guys, do you think Villa can pull to the top 6 or 7th? I don't, dude. I think they look very
No,
badly coached.
no.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I
I
think-
think they're top 10. They're top 10. Maybe they finish 9th or 10th at most. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
they-
see.
I
them
think
finishing
I think Everton break
any
top
higher
top
than
6
that.
this year.
No, I don't
No,
think
dude. No, not Everton.
I feel like, especially with
I
Rafa,
don't see
Rafa
it
will grind
happening.
them
I
to a
think
top 6.
it's going to be one of West Ham. I think it's going to be one of West Ham or Leicester.
Yeah, that's
No, West Ham have
Because I think
Europe.
top
So
5 is going to.
West Ham have Europe, and if they don't have Lingard, and Antonio is not going to be fit for an entire season, it's coming.
No, dude.
You're
It's gonna
saying
be
it's
Antonio
coming like it's not-
masterclass.
Yeah.
It's
He's never been fit for an entire season. Like, I'm not even
It's
an
okay.
Antonio
It'll
master.
be one of those seasons, dude. Don't worry.
Hey, speaking of unfit players, I think Wilson's gone down with a hip or thigh injury or something like that.
how many
He'll be
weeks
back
is he
for
out
the.
for?
As
He'll
of
be back for the
yesterday.
United game. United game.
Whether
he'll be
he's back or not, we will be watching that game for one player and one player only.
Yeah.
Dan James.
Oh,
He
it's
wouldn't
not
even be
ASM.
there.
ASM, dude. Come on.
Of course, we're going to
course
watch it for
ASM.
ASM
Of course,
Yeah,
of
dude.
course.
because he's on.
Okay,
my
guys.
team.
I think we've been on this for like an hour and a half now, almost.
Yeah.
I think we should wrap this up. So, Ricardo's also injured, guys. Yes, Ricardo got injured. Gordon got injured yesterday. But anyway,
Is he out? Is he long term out?
Ben
Ben
White
Ben
White
White's
is
also.
injured.
Yeah.
He's down with
He's in-
COVID. It's not technically an injury, right?
Oh, I thought he was
But I
injured.
thought he was. No, I thought he was down with COVID.
Yeah, it was
not-
COVID in like down COVID, not
Yeah.
injury. He'll be back.
Okay.
Are
after
Everton
the
looking to
international
sign Sar? Because he looked really good in yesterday's game.
I think that
mean,
they're trying to get a deal in. Yeah, Demari Gray looked really good as well.
I thought
Great FPL
Tottenham
asset.
signed Saar. No, they didn't. Right? Sorry.
I thought Tottenham were trying to sign him.
Yeah.
So there may not be an FPL episode this week because there's no fixtures on the weekend, but we might. It depends on you guys. If you just want to do a review, we could do a review and then we could do the preview next week. But yeah,
We'll do it
let's-
together next week. Let's
Okay,
take
cool.
a week
I
off.
think better to do it next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Just if anyone who has any FPL questions right now, it would be a good time.
Stu
there's no-
MC is asking a genuine question. He says, "Does any of the panel think United will win anything despite persisting with the Bermuda Triangle of drop points, Maguire, Shaw, and McTominay.
Maguire and Shaw are not
That's a
bad.
good question.
But Maguire and Shaw are not the problem. The problem is entirely in midfield with
I
Yeah.
think
a six.
it's the number six. I think it's the CDM. You get sort you. If we manage to sort that out, I think Pogba plays in a two, and then you have freedom for Bruno and whoever Bruno, Ronaldo. I'm assuming Greenwood on the right, and when
Mhm.
Rashford's back, Rashford's on the left.
No, also I think
Then I
Shaw's
think
assist, given Ronaldo's prowess in the box generally, I think Shaw's assists will be what do you call? Yeah, it will be much better. I think you see the numbers jump. When I asked, you guys can talk about football by streaming FIFA. I actually wouldn't mind doing that. I had some really fun games while playing these boys yesterday. Um,
We could do
some
that on Thursday.
Yeah, might as well.
Thursday. Yeah. But
Maguire and Shaw shine in low blocks. I'm not convinced. Maguire is actually pretty good in the big games as well. Against City, he was quite good. He's very good at playing out of the press, which is why I quite like him. And the three games that he wasn't a part of the United squad, United really suffered. Shaw, against the low blocks, I think Shaw needs a little bit of help down the wing. He needs some movement. He
yeah.
whips a good ball in, but I'm not quite convinced. Free kick takers in Man U after Ronaldo's comeback. I still think it will be Bruno. I think that's the
Yeah.
trade-off. Bruno will take over free kicks, and Pogba will take over free kicks. Ronaldo,
I
not
think
so much.
yeah. I think the more important question here is who's going to take the
Pens.
penalties.
Yeah,
There's
I
not
think
even
obviously Ronaldo.
That is not even up for discussion. Let's not
that's
even
not
get.
a question, guys.
It goes from Fernandes to Penaldo.
But my main thing with Ronaldo coming back is like, you know how the Portugal team, Ronaldo is the de facto manager.
Yeah.
Will that happen
STMC.
at United as well?
Yeah,
So
I'm pretty sure it will.
So you know what? I was watching this thing on Sky Sports. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Tim Sherwood or who was it? I don't know. It was either Tim Sherwood or Jamie Redknapp, and he said one of the two. I don't know who it was exactly, but they said Ronaldo is going to pick and choose which game he wants to play. He's going to say, "I'm going to play in that game, and that game. I don't want to play in this game, this game, this game. You can rest me. You can play somebody else." And I think to an extent, of course, Ronaldo would probably want to play every game, but it could very well happen that he might want to pick and choose which game he wants to play based on fitness, rotation.
Yeah, obviously he wants to play Champions League. I don't think he wants to play
Obviously,
FA
yeah.
Cup fourth round or third round.
I don't think he's going to play
He
League Cup
doesn't care.
exactly until they
Yeah,
probably
he
go
won't
to
play
the
League Cup at
knockout.
all. He's like, dude,
Yeah,
I'm
he's not going to play
37.
League Cup for sure.
No,
Yeah.
he'll probably
Yeah.
play in the finals for sure, right?
Yeah,
If
like
United
Yeah, I mean,
get
if
to
you
the
reach the
finals.
semis or
semis,
something,
quarters, and
semis
finals,
and
Yeah.
probably.
yeah.
But
But
not
FA Cup,
the
League,
round one,
yeah,
round two, round three, whatever.
all that he was not going to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Stu Mac has some bias against Maguire because he
English
says he
players.
shipped.
No, it's an English players thing. If you go down to his next point, he also talks about
No, he
Ben
says
White playing 50
Anglophile
minutes.
bias. Yeah, so
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
So no, it's not. I mean, so it's not bias per se. It's just more that like English players, because of the domestic quota that they have to fulfill, are much more expensive. I don't think Maguire is an 80 million player. I definitely don't think Ben White is a 50 million player. But they are both very. I think they're good defenders. They're not world class defenders. I quite like Maguire for what he is. Varane being next to him is going to change the United defense, or at least I
I
hope
think
that is.
you could also you could have
Yeah.
already see parts of it against
Yeah.
Wolves. Like
Yeah.
yes, Adama Traore had a field day yesterday, but at no point did I feel that we were going to concede because of say like a corner or a free kick, or when they were not in transition. I didn't feel like we were conceding goals.
I think we lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost it.
But yeah, okay. I mean, it's Ronaldo might play every game, but then sub. I don't think Ronaldo's game time will be managed. I don't think he's starting all.
I mean,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
he knows that he's 37, dude. Like,
Mm.
even he's like,
But-
I don't need to play every game.
Hmm. I just need against the low block teams. He'll be great because he has aerial threat and he can. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi loan deal is rejected from Dortmund, so I don't think there's a delay there. Tomorrow's the transfer deadline day, so just let us know what's happening. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It really helps us grow. Where we've grown a fair bit in these last couple of weeks. So please do it.
Thanks
And
to
if
you
there's
guys.
enough requests for a,
We only have 4 likes and there's 7 people watching, so I need every one of you to like it.
Yeah.
Right
Yes,
now.
please go ahead and
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
Wow, Sid just jumped off stream. Anyway, Cristiano Ronaldo against defenders. Ben White. Okay, no, he's back again. But yeah, I think that should be that. We'll see you on next week's episode. We might do like a FIFA stream thing going over this week. I think we are all around for that. So we might just end up doing that for a bit. Besides that, the podcast will be out midweek, I think. So it should be. Expect to hear from us. I don't know, on Wednesday on Spotify or Apple Music or all other listening platforms. See you. Take care.
Goodbye, guys. Thank you for
Cheers, guys.
Catch you
joining.
later.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Cheers. Bye.
It's been a pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.